Carl Jung was one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century. You might even have read many of the quotes written by him. Near the northern banks of Lake Zurich is a village named Bollingen. Here Carl Jung built a basic two-story stone house he called the Tower. Jung would rise at 7 a.m. and after a big breakfast, he would spend 2 hours of undistracted writing time in his private office. His afternoons would often consist of meditation and long walks in the surrounding countryside. There was no electricity, so as the night came, light came from oil lamps and heat came from the fireplace. Jung used to retire to bed by 10 p.m. What Jung used to perform was deep work. Deep work is the most rarest skill in 21st century, whereas shallow work is the most common skill in this 21st century. Deep work is when you work in a distraction-free concentration that pushes your capabilities to the limit. Example, when you sit quietly on your desk without distraction and start working on your work or solving a problem for hours and hours. Whereas shallow work is when you work in a distraction environment. Example, working while talking to someone, reading while chatting to someone, listening to music, that is, all the multitasking work you perform is shallow work. Your work could be learning a new skill like coding, writing essays, or solving a difficult problem. The reason deep work is so rare is it is very hard to replicate, and these efforts create new value and improve your skill. Whereas shallow work is very common as it is very easy to replicate, and then these efforts doesn't create much value in your work. Take example of any successful person like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, J.K. Rowling, or Warren Buffett. Every one of them perform their work deeply in a distraction-free environment. This deep work plays a huge role in the outcome of their success. The reason deep work is so important is deep work helps to quickly master hard things. You can master skills like coding, hacking, graphic designing, or software designing, which are difficult to learn but crucial for success. The ability to produce an elite level in terms of both quality and speed. High quality work produced equals to time spent, time intensity of focus. Let me tell you a story of a person who did something unconventional to perform deep work. Peter Shanksman, an entrepreneur and social media manager, spends much of his time flying. He eventually realized that 30,000 feet was an ideal environment to focus. Once, he had only 2 weeks to finish the entire manuscript. Meeting this deadline would require incredible concentration. So he booked a round-trip business class ticket to Tokyo. He rode during the whole flight to Japan, drank an espresso in the business class lounge once he arrived in Japan, then turned around and flew back, once again riding the whole way. He arrived back in US only 30 hours after he first left. Now he has a complete manuscript in hand. He explained that the trip cost $4,000 and was worth every penny. Now the point here is not to work in a plane. The point here is to work in a distracted-free environment. It could be as simple as a desk and table in your room. Users have to commit seriously to the tasks at hand. Here, take this advice. Take a cup of coffee, shut down all the distraction, and start working to learn something new for a few hours. Whether you are a student or a worker, anyone who is trying to learn something new or want to get good result in their work, deep work is applicable to you. This skill will be very important as well as valuable as you grow up. So it's better to start practicing right now. The earlier you start, the better you get at this.